I enjoyed the shit out of this. It is also completely bonkers. I was kind of amused at the idea. Like this seemed like it was fairly expensive by French standards.
$29 million.
But it was
Yeah.
only
Holy cow!
$29 million.
$2001. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, like this seemed like it was. They cost a lot of money.
Made
and
76 million at the box office.
Everybody
it's
in
the
it was
highest
fully
grossing French
committed.
language film in America ever.
Since
Never even heard of it, man. until
Everybody,
you recommended it.
this would be like in the. I'm like I've talked to folks who are like, "What do you mean you've never seen Brotherhood of the Wolf?" I saw that 20 years ago. I'm like,
Now, same here. I'm completely like, this is new.
Everybody in it was fully committed.
Oh, dude.
And it was very well shot. And I mean, I guess it suffered a little bit from like early 2000s CG, but
Not that bad, though.
but some of it was
worse.
practical effects.
There was
too.
that wonderful scene.
Practical effects were very well done.
Remember that naked
it
body?
was the Jim
that turned-
Henson
the
group,
naked
right?
body scene that turns into the hillsides. Remember that?
Yeah.
Let's talk about how
Damn,
attractive
that was
Monica
beautiful.
Bellucci is.
That was beautifully done.
Well,
in terms of like just.
If the only thing I had to say about this, because I mean, who doesn't love a good, Victorian era French kung fu,
monster movie
with monster movie. It takes a long time to kind of wrap up.
It does.
Like,
takes a long time to get going too.
It has like
Well,
three or
it
four
takes
endings.
the
Well,
middle,
we saw
for me, the middle bit was the
director's
best bit.
cut,
The
right?
middle third is definitely my favorite part. But I just felt like it took a while to kind of, like wrap this up, folks.
Yeah.
And
also Vincent Castle and Monica Bellucci are in Irreversible, which is a movie I will never watch again.
Oh no.
But
we don't need to
yes.
watch Irreversible. No.
Anyway,
And I like both those actors, and I liked the guy behind Scott. I thought he was really good, and the redhead, she was cute and plucky and really good. In
no,
every scene.
there was
The acting was all really good.
The acting was all rather good.
Didn't know
yeah.
a thing about this film. Started watching it, and I was just swept up immediately because the period costumes were great, the locations were amazing, and the monster was interesting.
I
a little
felt
bit
bad for it.
like The Village. but-
Yes, that's the point.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just really well done, and it's just like the intrigue. There's kind of like royal intrigue going on top of like local political intrigue on top of like the whole supernatural monster story. It was like enough story to keep me going. It was
Also,
like really,
the Beast of Gévaudan is a real thing.
That's a real thing, right?
Yeah, I googled it.
Right,
And
it's a
I didn't-
folk. It's a folk story.
No, a bunch
You
of people
guys think
died.
that was a
and
tiger or a wolf?
it's a tiger.
That's
Or no,
what-
it's a lion.
No,
Sorry.
it's a lion.
Lion.
in the
it's a
movie.
lion
In
in
the
a
movie.
lion in a costume.
Yeah.
it's a lion. Yeah, it's a lion in a costume. I couldn't tell if it was tiger or wolf, but I thought it was tiger.
Anyway, the guy that
I was waiting for them to take the mask off to see if it was a male tiger, because obviously it was a female tiger. It should
So
have
anyway,
been.
No, it was.
the
That's,
Thomas,
they keep
the
calling it
Thomas
she.
Jane guy was great
Yeah.
in this.
Well, no, they call it
the
she
apple-
because beast is feminine in French.
Bete?
Bet.
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 Okay.
Yes.
But the Thomas
But-
Jane guy was great, and the Applehead girl was wonderful, and the Captain Hook was even better. I thought was
Thomas Jane.
he's the lead.
Captain
He
Hook
looks like
and-
Thomas Jane. Come on, I kept thinking Thomas Jane the entire movie. So
Mhm.
the Thomas Jane guy was great.
Oh, the lead?
Yeah, he looks like Thomas Jane. Come
Yeah,
on.
Kind of.
Then
Who
there's
the
the
fuck
Applehead.
is Thomas Jane?
He's an actor.
Thomas
He
Oh.
was
Jane.
the lead in
What is his
Stander.
movie?
Stander.
Stander.
Stander, yeah. Or think of a movie. Hurry up.
Deep Blue Sea.
The
Or,
fog, the
or
mist.
Punisher.
He
The Mist.
seemed chubbier than that guy.
But okay, either way.
He's not chubby. He's just wide.
Yeah.
Like that man's got some pecs. They go
Yeah.
on for a
Okay,
while.
this is what chubby people tell themselves.
Like look.
I'm wide.
I'm wide.
Is this story that
Look at these fucking pecs. Like that
Well,
does go on for a
the
while.
question is this was a screenplay written like in the 90s for this thing, or was it an older
I
story?
believe so.
Because it's like there's elements of like Last of the Mohicans in here, and a little bit of you can feel influences different kinds of films in this.
Predator.
Predator, yeah, a little bit, exactly.
Yeah.
It's good stuff,
Predator
man.
for sure.
Uh-huh. But that scene behind you is super Predator, man.
This movie is bonkers, and I was here for it.
Manny fucking rules.
It is. It was beautifully.
So the moment where the movie lost it for me was all the martial arts shit.
Hey, was there parkour back then?
There should have been.
Parkour. Let me think. Boys Bonneloo 13. That was 2003 or 4.
Okay,
Right,
so it's
yeah,
parkour.
it's around this
Parkour
right time.
existed, but it
Right,
wasn't.
but it wasn't-
a
it
thing.
was- It was like
wasn't
proto part.
zeitgeist until a couple years after this.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. I wasn't
You
too
guys,
sure.
is it racist to have a guy who was born in Hawaii play a Canadian Indian who knows kung fu? Because I can't.
It's French. It's French. Like, is it racist? Yes, because it's French.
Yeah.
I liked him though. He was good.
I
No,
liked
man,
him
he's
too.
Fucking awesome.
I was surprised
He
how
was a
good he
bit of the
was.
noble savage right out of Robespierre's.
Pretty much.
Because all he does is like yell out an ingredient in Iron Chef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Oh, peppers!
also, he going back to the last movie, he has a giant dick. Like,
Wait,
Okay.
that's a qualification?
Okay.
no,
Do you have pictures?
I'm saying we're talking about like noble savage tropes.
Yeah.
I miss
When they're in the fucking brothel the first time,
right.
they won't
right.
sleep with him because his tattoos look weird. And then when the
And-
one girl says, "I'll do it," he fucking whips the sheet off, and they all go,
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a trope. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Hung like an Equus sapiens.
But-
Exactly.
but one of the things I love about
like
this
a
movie,
gerbil.
one of the things I love about this movie is Franzak is a super badass, and they hide it all the way till the end. Like they just keep letting Manny and other people deal with whatever's going on. And he has that one moment where they're in the house and the beast comes out and he stabs him with the pitchfork.
Right.
That's the one time before the end of the movie that he gets to do something cool. And then they get to the end of the movie and it's like, oh yeah, he actually learned from Manny how to do all this shit. So he shows up with the bow and arrow and he fucking shows up with the spinning swords on his hands and all of that shit.
It's like
And
Die
it's-
Hard.
Yeah, no,
like a
no,
one-man
I was gonna
filmmaking.
say when this film is actually a Sherlock Holmes story that turns into a Die Hard.
Mhm.
The main character,
Yeah.
he's more
'Cause
like
it
an
starts off
inspector
as
or an
a
investigator
detective.
who turns
Yeah.
into this badass in act I think end of Act 2, early Act 3. It's good though. I don't
But
mind
there's
it. a
also
bit.
some
No,
of
but
the
they
Devils of
do
Blue
they
Dawn in it,
they
too.
do preload some of that with him,
Mhm.
where it's like you get these instances with him where it's like, oh, he's got the arrow wound, he's got the bear scar, like he Manny believed in him enough to become his like footman, like
his batsman.
yeah, well he
Axman. Yeah. That boy.
A lot of axes in this movie.
one really good axe in this
Oh,
movie.
going back to that Korean film we saw that like the stabbing and the axes and all of that. It was good stuff.
Yellow Sea.
Yeah. But
Yellow.
But no, they like I really enjoyed the fact that they held that back and they held it back and they held it back, and then at the end he just gets to be the biggest badass in the world. Like it's
Yeah.
just like, yeah, go out and fucking shoot everybody with burning arrows and then jump into the weird like branch Catholic thing that they're doing at the end and start stabbing people.
Well,
What
the
came-
end was
okay,
like
no,
Eyes
what came
Wide
out?
Shut.
What came out first, this film or Hot Fuzz?
This film.
I'm pretty sure this.
Because
Hot Fuzz
this-
was over
because
3 or
Hot Fuzz stole from this film, didn't it? The greater
Oh,
good.
But Eyes Wide
the hood.
Shut was before this film.
That's true. That was a whole. I think I was doing a kind of different thing, but okay.
99.
Does that even make sense? That whole we're sending the beast out because we hate, we want to ingratiate ourselves with the Pope and we hate the King of France.
Made no
Well,
fucking sense.
Because
Well, no,
Mao's
no,
little red book.
she-
did.
she works for the Pope, so it's not necessarily they think they're going to ingratiate themselves with the Pope, but what they're really trying to do is undermine the monarchy, and they're
Yeah.
trying to undermine the monarchy by saying the monarch can't protect his people,
Right.
which is why when he comes into the house at the end, they're printing the books there,
Mhm.
which I think is a really good reveal. Like, because you get that book way earlier on,
Yeah.
and then it's like he goes into that room and the books are everywhere,
are.
and then he starts
Right.
fighting the guys.
No,
with
that's
fucking-
part-
And you don't think that those people have the capability to do anything that sophisticated because they're presented the peasants or whatever they are. I'm like, are they are they Native Americans? Because they were wearing like furs.
Good
and-
question. Are they supposed to be passed off as gypsies? Or
Yes,
Romani?
they're-
I
yes.
thought they
What's
were
going on?
gypsies, yeah.
Yes,
So
they're Romani. Yes,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
absolutely
I
are.
could not
Roma.
place them. I couldn't figure out what they were supposed to be.
They're supposed to be Romani, and that's kind of despised by everybody, kind of thing, right?
Oh, okay.
Romani
But-
is the language. Roma are the people.
Roma, thank you. That's very
Equisapiens.
Yeah, Equisapiens.
Equisapiens,
But
yeah.
the thing is politically understood. That's the part I understood well because they reunified Catholic Church. After the whole schisms that happened earlier on, we're trying to put a thumb on all the kingdoms in Europe, and it felt like an organic part of that. So this happened. If the Pope was using this kind of a quiet way of pushing was it Louis the 14th or 15th at this point?
I think it's the 15th.
The 15th,
15th,
under his
yeah.
thumb, that made sense.
Yeah.
That's the politics where I thought were just spot on.
Interesting to do a sort of a political conspiracy movie set. this
Yeah,
far
I love
back.
that part though. That's great.
Well,
There's a lot of that in this.
I mean, there's so many
it's a bit
genres
like
going
National
here.
Treasure.
yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much,
yeah,
Or
there's
the
so many genres.
Assassin's Creed games.
Right.
pretty much.
Right.
No,
Um,
it's a,
I just throw out one more criticism. I thought it would have been nice if they'd gotten a better fight choreographer. Like Wo Ping. Like I know Wo Ping can't choreograph everything, but the fight scenes were very choreographed. Like it was like watching two people dance, not fight.
that's the
Some of that is cinematography though. Also,
Maybe.
Yeah, like
Or
they
editing.
do the overcranking, undercranking thing a
Yeah.
lot in this movie, which I don't think is bad. Like I enjoy it.
I do.
but
Well, I was interested.
Yeah.
I think I put this in the chat. Like, this was at least 3 or 4 years before Zack Snyder made that movie. What was it
300.
300?
No.
The overcranking, undercranking thing.
Are you
that was
kidding?
this is actually like 7 years before.
Yeah,
they did that
exactly.
I know Zack
See, and
Snyder.
that's why
Zack
I
Snyder's
know
a
I would-
biter, man, isn't he?
That's why I know I would hate 300, even though I've never seen 300.
Oh my God,
So
you never-
much overcranking.
Oh my God, you've
undercranking.
never seen 300?
Jesus, I hate that gimmicky bullshit. I-
But it wasn't gimmicky bullshit when they made this movie.
Correct.
Yeah, it is.
No, it was not when they made this movie.
I
Here's my
did
notes.
notice they had a little.
Wait.
tribute.
John's got a dissertation. Sorry.
Okay, John.
I
They had a
have to
little
be.
homage
I have to be.
coup de grace.
Okay,
I
with
have
the
to be
negative,
incensed.
and
to
now
write
and now
it.
it's John's corner. Take it, John.
I disliked this movie immediately from the very first aerial shot that was undercranked. It was going so fast over the landscape. I was already thinking, it's like this movie looks really expensive, but it also looks like tacky garbage at the same time.
Okay.
There are so many things wrong. with
Literally,
this
no one
movie.
agrees with you.
There are so many things wrong with this movie that I don't even know where to start. But
I thought you would have loved this flick, John.
God, it's just so gimmicky. The camera work in this shit is like this music video thing where it's like this unmotivated freeze frames, these dissolves that have no reason
Yeah.
for being there.
People
except they-
weren't doing this in 2001.
I don't care. They
Your-
shouldn't
your
be doing it. They
argument-
should never be doing it. They
Wow,
should
that's
never be
yelling.
doing
man.
it.
Good yelling.
Good
No,
yelling, John.
your argument is that this movie doesn't
Is
stand up to
specious.
2021.
No, I would have thought the same thing if I'd watched it the year it came out. To me,
All right,
it's like
good.
if you dissolve,
Continue.
Okay,
It
we're
does
gonna
seem-
dissolve-
it does
No,
seem like a
John,
genre.
John, please go on.
we're
Thank
going
you.
to dissolve between 3 or 4 or 5 shots of the same thing because the director couldn't figure out where to put the camera. So the editor's like, I don't know. I'll just.
This
you
I
know."
film
will
was-
say this is
this film was
Joseph
not
Gans'
incompetent.
only good movie.
This film
He's
was not
made, like,
competently-
5
It
movies,
was
and
not
this is the
incompetent.
only
This
one
film
that's
was very
worth a
competently
fuck.
made.
Now we're getting some yelling.
Okay, this film was not made incompetently. It was made very competently.
I disagree. Okay, there's a scene in it where I was just aching for a close-up of the main character because it was like it wasn't even an important scene in the movie. They're looking for the monster. It's a bunch of guys on horseback and they ride into a tunnel. Do you guys remember this scene?
Yeah.
And it's night. All right. and it's like 3 dissolves for no reason of guys on horseback. I don't know who they are because I can't see anybody's face. And then they go in and I think something fucking happens. So the point is that this is supposed to be suspenseful. It's a monster hunt, right? We're looking for the monster. The director can't build any tension because what I was aching for there is like, okay, now show me the lead character, the main character. What's his name?
Oh, that's John.
Brotherhood de Franzak.
Okay, Franzak. Show me Franzak's face as he's riding the horse.
Thomas
Now show me what he's looking at. Now show me his face again so I know how he feels about it. That's like filmmaking 101, right? And they wouldn't give me that. They wouldn't give me that. And it's like I had to take my brother-in-law to the T-Mobile Xfinity store or whatever it's called to get him signed up for cable because he got an apartment. And so I'm in there for 15 minutes and ET's playing on the wall on a monitor with the sound turned off.
Why?
And I'm watching that and I'm instantly sucked in because say what you want about Spielberg. He knows, Jim. He knows where to put the camera.
He does.
He knows how to get the audience to empathize with the people that are on screen and identify with what's going on. It's just like that never happened with this movie. This movie was just so many gimmicks.
I think
No. Let him continue. Let him continue.
Keep going, John. Keep going.
I might have to refer to my notes.
I don't disagree with any of this. It's just it's again, we're back to this is a fucking midnight movie.
I don't think he's incompetent.
It's a French.
I think
film.
he did it on purpose.
Again, we're kind
Well,
of.
but I just hate the style.
Steamrolling over.
Can I just say that? I hate the style of it.
Right.
I think we're steamrolling over.
The style graded against me too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's also fun as fuck.
It's very silly.
I didn't mind it a bit.
It's
I
fun
thought
as
it was-
fuck. Yes, I would say yes. And for that,
The roller
reason,
coaster at the Santa Cruz Boardwalk is.
I
fun,
definitely
too.
enjoyed the middle of the movie. It's about 40,
Jim.
It's 40
exactly.
minutes too long.
It is.
It's 40 minutes too long. But when the monster
At
comes
least
up out of the
40 minutes too
basement
long.
and
Well,
starts,
the original cut
You
is
gotta
like
watch
a
the
90
actual
minute
director's
thing.
cut where
I watched the
it's
2:30 one.
where
2:30 is the director's cut.
that's what we watched it too.
where
Question-
they
question for-
actually where they
question-
actually get into how fucked up Vincent Castle's relationship with his sister is.
Yeah,
That
is
was-
that
that was
what they
interesting.
put back in?
Oh,
Yeah,
You know, the whole
That's
arm
what
thing
was cut
a real
out,
Big
which-
surprise for me, as a matter of fact.
which that was like, to me, finding out that they cut that out of the movie originally was like, why the fuck
What?
would you do that? Like that's
That's the best part of the film.
Certainly.
well, I don't know if I would call it the
No,
best part
no,
of the
dude,
film.
Let's-
it is
let's
really
calm
more
down, boys.
It's the
consequential.
most it's the most transgressive part of the film that makes you feel that the
Well, and
villains
he
are
he didn't
truly
want to take the
villainous.
part until they rewrote it for him to be incestuous with his sister.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
weird. All right, but still, it's like
Well, no, he would.
Yeah.
He basically
Now
his
who
thing
should
was, if
calm
I'm going to be a
down?
villain, I'm going to be all the way a villain.
yeah, that's the thing. That's what you
Sure.
want. Okay, John, one question before you finish your big list. Do you think this film respected the audience? Ooh, big silence.
It depends on what who the audience is.
That's the thing.
Us.
They're shooting for international, but mostly European audience.
Yeah,
I
I
thought,
was gonna
I
say
don't
they're
know,
shooting for the
maybe
French.
thought this film respected the audience very well because it was delivering a lot of monster type crazy medieval
moments.
Enlightenment era entertainment. You know, it did a really good job of presenting itself.
This is a Georgian era fucking.
I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel scared. I didn't feel suspense. It just didn't.
know.
I was distanced from the thing the whole time, and it was like I could appreciate the elements of it, and yet to me it never came together as an entertaining thing. Like,
Wow.
okay, you know, when he's fighting the monster comes up through the floorboards and then he's fighting it and he gets thrown across the room. I thought for a second of Evil Dead. And then I was wishing I was watching Evil Dead, which has a sense of humor.
One
about
or
it.
two.
Either.
Two.
No,
Okay.
I will no. So I want to address that real quick. I think that's an actual budgetary issue. I think that $29 million is a lot of money in a certain respect, but when you're making a movie like this, especially with a almost fully digital bad guy in 2001, like they did some dumb shit. They did the thing where he's like going backwards like this, and they just have the camera right here while he's going backwards like this. And yeah, that's kind of stupid. Like I'll definitely give you that. But like I think the parts where they nail it, they absolutely nail it. Like I think the scene where Manny finds the girl in the cave and then brings her back,
Yeah, that was good.
is really touching in a certain way. And like I think the scenes where they're violent towards each other as people are really interesting. It's fun in the right way, and it's scary in the right way, and it's weird in the right way as far as I'm concerned, which is why I picked it.
Yeah. Okay.
Also this shit,
yeah, I can
Yeah,
see
she
that.
was good. Monica
Monica Bellucci is good in
Midnight
everything,
movie.
but she's
Yes.
fucking amazing in this
This is
movie.
right around the time Matrix.
She is
Matrix
good. She is
2.
good in it, and I also say the costumes are fucking great in this
Yeah,
movie.
they are.
Fantastic.
Costumes and art direction. I
All
think.
the red, every time there's red on screen,
Too much
Yeah.
red almost sometimes. In this
but
film.
every
Well,
time there's
yeah,
red on
because the
screen,
guy is like red, black, and white.
I
right?
know
The
pretty
villain.
much the color palette's very limited in this film.
I was impressed by the scope, the level of craftsmanship in the costumes, the production design for what is essentially a
Crazy B
wackadoo
movie.
with kung fu and fucking werewolves and shit. I mean,
True.
it was great.
That's good stuff.
well,
Thumbs up.
and then and also like there's it sets things up and then pays them off over the course of it too. Like there's the whole thing with like, oh yeah, I make these silver bullets myself, and then when he pulls that bullet out of Manny's body,
Right.
Yeah.
like it sets it up and pays it off. Like it you can say Chekhov's gun, but like yeah, like they do a good job with
But it was a
that.
really good Chekhov's gun.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
And then when she fucking cuts the fucking throat of that Romani woman, like just
Yep.
and it's just like, no, not you. You're done too. Like, and then she just folds the fan up and puts it back in her fucking pocket.
I guess the thing for me about movies like this is
I forgot about the blades on the fan.
you
Yeah.
within like the first 5 or 10 minutes, this movie lets you know what it's going to be.
Mind you,
Yeah.
that
And,
part.
and it's like so, and my expectations adjust accordingly. Oh, I'm watching.
Well, and also,
these.
and again, they
I'm
hold
watching
the-
what,
they-
Chris?
I'm watching one of these.
Yeah, it's
Like-
cheese. I guess I
Yes,
wasn't ready.
it's like
for
the
cheese.
second I know. Oh, I'm watching really classy cheese.
They
It's
hold the
horrid
reveal.
Party
They hold the
Beach
reveal
in
of
18th
the
century
monster.
France.
Right.
It's French cheese.
They
Oh my
hold
God.
the reveal
Look
of
at
the
the best-
They
monster.
Yes,
have
yes,
over
you-
400.
It's
French
Gruyere.
cheese is the best
Right?
cheese.
But
They hold the reveal of the monster for over an hour.
Camembert.
Camembert, yeah. The part,
Like,
the part where
and that's
Camembert
cool
is
too.
like the least intriguing.
the
Well,
part, the
I
part
just-
where the apple-headed cutie
Yelling about cheese.
I
Telling
don't.
about cheese. Yeah, it's the French franchise.
So I guess what I'd say is
Cut this
I'm
shit
gonna
all the
let
way
a
out.
lot of shit. Wait, hold
I
on.
have to, man. We're
Let
talking
me-
I think
about-
it's the clip.
The guy in the red.
I know.
My point is,
Although
when
we
I
probably
realize
get
I'm watching cheese, I'm gonna let a lot of shit slide.
true
Whether-
enough. There
Whether
it is.
it's
There
the
it is.
hidden
All right, I'm gonna
or
adjust
this-
my expectations.
or any of the other cheesy movies we've watched on this show. Like when I realize I'm watching cheese that's coming through the cheese door, give me a cracker.
Yeah.
You're gonna get
And a
this.
nice
We're gonna
glass of
get
wine.
this in this movie. That's what's gonna happen, right?
Well, I mean, you have boobs, you have cleavage, like
Damn
2 minutes
right.
in.
I know.
Days.
Of course, this remote barony in rural France has got a huge brothel. Of
Of course
course.
it does.
You know that the French only closed brothels down in 1974.
What? No, that's
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
Also,
I have a
love-
whole
I love,
book on
I love
it.
when he goes back to see her again, and he walks in, and the madam is there, and he's just like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like it's like,
You
"Oh
tell
yeah,
it's
you've
not
been
his
here
second-
every night."
It's not his second visit.
Also,
No.
the ingenue, the one behind you, Tad, was just gorgeous.
She's
Like,
delightful.
She was
An
delightful
amazing,
at every little thing.
amazing performance.
Yes,
too.
well
Like,
done,
Like-
very nicely done. It was
the
really,
part where she's standing out on the balcony and talking to him, and then she's like, yeah, Stardust is watching us also.
yes.
Right.
And he turns around and he's standing there on the thing, and it's like, oh yeah,
No.
he's the bad guy.
But
That's
also
the bad guy.
that also integrates
I
what
thought it was good that the reveal of the who's controlling the monster.
Mhm.
With the
He's
hand?
got long fingernails.
Yeah.
It's like, but
Yes.
you never think of the brother because he lost his arm.
And then he
Yeah.
comes
That
out,
was-
and then he cuts the fucking the
He
thing.
cuts
and
the
it's
thing
like,
with the
oh,
fork.
it's got
No,
all
that
the
was a genuinely
fingernails.
good. That was a great reveal. It really was.
Yeah, it really was.
But
All right.
but you know, like that particular thing is like we're talking about the talk on the balcony and the girls being watched.
Yeah.
It's like integrates a kind of a French romantic story and also the politics, the whole thing, the social, political, the personal politics, and the religious politics of the era all came together in one scene.
Well, the part where they're
Yeah.
where he Franzak is like, oh, Manny is like a priest in his culture, and the Baron goes, oh well, if they have priests, they're also fucked.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty much. All right, okay. Here comes Jared's.
It was a shock.
Yeah, let's read Jared's thing.
I've seen both the films multiple times. I have Brotherhood on DVD. That film has almost every genre: period piece, kung fu movie, monster movie, romance, thriller, horror, all of it.
Yeah.
And it works. It blends it all so well and is epic in scope. I love it. It was the first film I saw in Santa Rosa when visiting here before I moved there at the Roxy 14. What's a Roxy 14?
It's the multiplex, the biggest multiplex in Santa Rosa.
Is it still there?
it's the one
Yeah, yeah.
downtown.
Oh, okay.
What is the
Right downtown.
UA place called behind?
UA6
Oh.
downtown.
Yeah, that turned into like a third run.
Oh,
Oh,
did it?
That's where I saw Animal House first.
Where I
time.
saw Blade Runner.
That's
and-
where I saw Flash Gordon.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
we
on
did.
acid.
That was the UA6 at one time.
yeah,
Yeah.
in the mall downtown. Yeah.
Right.
Like
No,
when
no,
I
no,
saw
not the
Back to
mall.
It's not in the mall. It's across the street from the mall.
Okay.
It's
Behind, it's
yeah.
on
Yeah.
Third Street. It's on Third Street behind what was the Good Earth restaurant for years,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
it's been Third Street Ale Works for
First
I
years.
thing I ever saw there
rode
was
my
Road
bicycle
Warrior.
from my aunt's house up in the hills down to go see movies.
And it was
down
that
And it was
it was
the-
that pre-fee place for a while too.
And yeah, it's like a second run house now. And when Sheila and I saw The Invisible Man for $3,
It was
that was
there.
the last thing we saw in 2020 before COVID hit.
Before today.
Yeah, before today when I saw it.
So
today.
January, huh?
All right. Well, let's wrap this film up.
I would, again, it's just some good cheese.
It was. I'm
It's-
happy I saw it because it was so crazy and fun. It was just wonderful.
say that.
Fromage formidable.
There you go,
Oh,
Jim.
Yeah, I don't know.
Thank you. There it is.
I
Jim.
wouldn't watch it again.
Okay.
Fine, whatever.
All right. moving on.
You know what? Fucking Monica Bellucci's hot. Let's go.
She
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
She is. And Thomas Jane's good looking too, man.
Oh, you know,
It's not
yeah,
Thomas
I
Jane.
don't-
God damn,
He
God
looks
damn it.
like Thomas Jane.
When
I'm
she
He
sorry.
does not look like Thomas.
He looks like Thomas Jane.
He does not.
He does
Thomas
not.
Jane.
It's Thomas Jane.
You don't know what Thomas Jane looks like,
He
man.
looks like him. He's the
No.
same guy. He's the
He's that
same
guy. He's got two eyes. You know.
He's got two eyes and a nose
He's
and
blonde.
a horse's
It's
cock.
Thomas Jane. It's Thomas Jane. Just get used to the idea that it's Thomas
Oh,
Jane.
that guy.